so excited to have you here. If you are new, welcome. My name is Mary-ofori-attah, and these are a few days in my life. We're going to spend a little bit of time together. I'm actually getting ready right now to go have a very fun, very exciting craft afternoon with a few friends of mine. We've been scheming and planning to do crafts together. It's really just a wholesome time to just do things with our hands, to be creative. If you caught my April Diaries vlog, I talked about the intentions I had for May. And now that May is wrapping up, where did the time go? I really wanted to make sure that I did follow through on those intentions, and I have been doing a bit more creativity or just being creative for creative's sake. But this afternoon of crafting is like going to be the cherry on top because it's just dedicated to crafting. It's not like, okay, let me fit this in here, let me multitask that. This is truly just about exploration, time with my friends, crafting. I'm going to throw it back to a pandemic craft that I hope that I wasn't the only one that did this. I think a lot of us did this. Is like you take a plastic container and like Mod Podge with newspaper and make it look like a vase. I have a plastic container and newspaper that I've been saving all month long for this. So it's finally happening. It's going down. I'm making that little vase. I did do creative activity, a crafting activity on The Bachelorette. If you caught the latest vlog, I was in Vancouver for a friend's bachelorette and we did a ceramics workshop as part of her bachelorette. It was like truly the most wholesome. That was so fun, though I realize now I have to wait to get my mug and my little tray dish that I made, and it's coming from Vancouver. So I really do hope that it will make its way here safely and soundly. TBD on that one. So that one might not show up until like probably the end of June, just realistically, like based on how long it takes for them to do the glazing and everything, and then for it to come here to LA. Since it is the end of May, you know what that means. That means I'm working on my intentions for June. I am working on my mood board. I've already put some things into place. I've already thought about it. But the biggest thing that I've realized is I had to put myself into timeout a lot in May. Like truly a lot, because obviously I was going through a lot of emotional changes, upheaval, and turns out when you're experiencing grief in one area of your life, you end up reliving grief from other areas. So I feel as if all the grief that I normally navigate in April, on top of closing my business, that grief just compounded, and I have just been riding the waves of grief, which is why I really want to get the tattoo that my dad wrote. This is the word lovely he wrote. And it really feels great to have that, but I am still like, I'll catch myself just crying when I see a photo of him, or I have a painting in my home that my mom did of him and her walking with the horses when we lived on a farm, and I'll just start crying. I'll look at it and just start crying. So I am just like riding the waves of grief and emotion, which has made me realize that like timeouts are necessary because clearly I'm dealing with a lot. And so instead of overwhelming myself with more, I've been putting myself in timeout, as in not allowing myself to like spiral or get overstimulated by whatever I'm feeling, and really just trying to like recenter myself the way a timeout is. Like, it's not a negative thing the way that maybe like when we were a kid we were in timeouts because we did something wrong, but it's a concept of like a timeout just like is like this little bubble I put myself in, and I don't allow other distractions to get to me, or I try my best to not allow those distractions to get to me. I just allow myself to process what I'm going through like head on, focusing on it rather than busying myself and ignoring what I'm feeling. So if you need a timeout, I'll be there with you. It's a new concept for me that I really have leaned into this month, and I think it's there's like some healthy benefits to it. But I wanted to put on a little bit of makeup because I finally am out of that migraine cloud that I have been in for days. It ended up lasting like 4 days, which was kind of crazy. And now I just want to, again, the look good, feel good. I want to look good because I'm feeling better. And so even though we're gonna go do crafting, I have like a nice oversized shirt on for ease of movement, pulled my hair back for ease of movement. But I do wanna look like alive now that I feel more alive after kind of being so down in the dumps for those 4 days of that migraine. And I feel grateful to be on the other side and knowing that, like everything, this too shall pass. Okay, I have all of my craft things. I have some like random craft stuff that I'm just bringing so I can make earrings. I have like earring backs and fronts if I want to glue something on there. Obviously paint brushes and little clay things. If I need to be making clay stuff, we might have some clay. And then this is the bottle that I'm going to make into a vase. I'm just going to cut the top off. And I think it's like a cute, perfect vase size. Seems very, very appropriate. And then obviously newspapers. So packing up all of this stuff. I'm just going to bring a giant tote because I think that's just easier to throw it all in. As you can see, I changed my earrings because I wanted to have a little more fun. I'm feeling like I need that. I really just need that like energy of more fun, hence my outfit, which is not something I would normally wear. This is like very different. These shorts are actually a little bit big, so I have to tuck the shirt in to keep the shorts on. I got these secondhand with a matching top that I think you probably saw in a recent vlog. I don't know if I would wear this set again because the shorts are big, so they come very low, but I think with like an oversized tee, the blue tote, I'm going to wear my loafers. Obviously you guys know these ones. These are just like my thrifted Old Navy loafers. And then I have red socks on. I thought that could be a fun pop of color because there's a little bit of red in the shirt. Obviously we've got the blue going on. I've got the blue tote. It's like pretty fun. It's different. It's not what I would normally wear, though I do love an oversized look. I'm not a huge short girl. So this is me trying something new, trying to wear shorts, trying to like enjoy shorts. I just never have liked shorts on me. I don't know if it's because I have short legs. I think that's probably part of it. And then I, of course, made a little coffee to go. I am not in the mood for buying a coffee out. And I was like, I can just put it in this giant old Starbucks cup that I've had for probably 15 years. I think I got this before I went to university, which is kind of crazy, but it works. The coffee's great and I'm good to go have a good time. So let's get crafting. Let's just like go and have some fun. It is my long run, but it's my last long run before the half marathon, which is kind of crazy. If you've been following along for the past couple months, you know I've been working up to this half marathon in LA, and we are 1 week away and the nerves are starting to set in. I'm feeling a little anxious about just the unknown of the half because obviously where I run, like today, I'm running a route that I'm aware of, that I run all the time, that I'm comfortable with. The half will not be a route that I know because it's in an area of the city that I haven't run and I don't run. So I have the information for the half, I have the route, you know, all the details. So I'm like trying to get inspired and not feel too nervous about like all the unknowns. And also I haven't done a race in 8 years. So it feels a little bit crazy to be like, okay, yeah, we all have to like get corralled like cattle and then we just like shoot out and go and run. And Yeah, I know the energy of being there, it'll feel really good once I'm doing it. I think it's just like the overthinking, the classic overthinking, rather than just allowing yourself to experience it. So I'm trying not to think too much about it. I am heading out a little bit later this morning than I had originally planned. I'm feeling like a little sick, like my throat is sore. So I'm like, I'm sick. I can't go out, but I have to go out. I do have to do this run. It's not going to be super long in comparison to what I did 2 weeks ago. I'm going to aim for about 15 kilometers and not push myself on pace, really just like remind myself that I can do distance, not focus on doing the best at doing distance, if that makes sense. And it'll feel good to just get out. And I'm actually like a little excited to go for a run, which seems so not the feeling I've been having the past couple of weeks / months. So I'm leaning into that excitement of enjoying a long run, enjoying the time out, enjoying just moving and being in tune with my body, which I think is the biggest reason why I did all of this, is to really get back into my body and remind myself that I can do these things and I can do hard things like running long distances. I've got my sunscreen on, I've got my hat, I have sunscreen on my face, on my body. I'm gonna put on my shoes, do my classic, shake out, stretch, make sure that my body's feeling warm and ready before I hit the pavement. Lots of electrolytes because it should be hot by the time I finish, and I wanna make sure that I don't end up feeling dehydrated. And then the best thing about this is I gotta just like relax the rest of the day. So I gotta work on my mood board for June, do some journaling, some intention setting, obviously watch the basketball game. Like, it feels like this is the work before the reward, which is the rest of the day. And then I also feel so accomplished. Like when I look at my steps at like 4 p.m. and I'll be close to 20,000, I'm like, that's amazing. Like I killed it. So that's really how I'm trying to frame this and remind myself that, with pushing yourself, doing the hard things, there's always the good things that can come after, like relaxing and enjoying the day, being at home, and just like letting my legs rest, which is kind of the plan for the rest of the week, is to let my legs rest. So after today, we're not clocking long kilometers until we do the 21.1. Too early about being excited for my run and thinking it was just gonna be like a fun run. It wasn't not fun, but it also was not fun. It was kind of like an in between. I didn't feel my best. I definitely did not eat enough this morning. I've been struggling, as many of you know, finding the right foods to eat on AIP, especially while running. I think if I'm not working out to this extent with running and burning that many calories, I don't need to be eating as much. But I definitely just I had no gas in the tank. So I ended up running just over 7 miles instead of 9. I do want to blame the heat as well, because it was supposed to be a bit overcast for the majority of the run, and like the sun was going to come out just at the end. Turns out it came out like honestly a third into the run, and I was like, okay, so we're in beaming sun. The air is hot. I did get a cramp. This is the first time I've actually had a cramp running. I think maybe I was trying to drink too many electrolytes to help, and then that caused a cramp. And then the electrolytes, like the water was really warm, So that made that not enjoyable. It just felt like there was not a lot working right. But instead of pushing myself to finish the 9 miles, which realistically I did not have to do, I don't think that it would have been the best decision for me to keep going and push myself to a point that either I physically do not feel well, whether that's like a bit of heat stroke or injury. Like the last thing I want to do is hurt my knee, hurt my hip, hurt an ankle. Like I want to feel my best. So I called it quits, and I don't feel like a quitter and I don't feel like a loser, which if you watched my previous vlogs where I had to quit another run early, it was more emotional for me. So I think this one was out of self-preservation. And again, knowing that in 7 days, I'm going to be doing the half, that I need to be taking care of my body and really listening to it. So I'm proud of myself. I'm proud that I did it. I'm proud that I still did 7 miles. I could have stopped when the cramp kicked in at mile 3.5, 4, but I kept going. I kept pushing for another 3 miles with the cramp, and I came home, had a shower. I've been doing, obviously laundry, some cleaning, life things, but I've been scheming for June for my intentions. I've been writing some intentions, doing my journaling, creating my mood board, and now the basketball game is on. It's a very big basketball game. A lot can happen tonight. And I'm just feeling like I want to have a drink, but I don't want to drink because I don't normally drink. I will from time to time have alcohol, but we don't have alcohol in our home. It's not something that I gravitate towards, but I do have alcohol-free tequila. So I'm going to make myself a little margarita, sans the alcohol, but it'll still have the taste. I have this Almalve, which actually tastes just like tequila. So it is blue agave spirit. I only have a little bit left because I was making some drinks earlier this year and I definitely used a bunch. But I think I'm gonna make a margarita to enjoy the rest of the game before I have dinner. And while I still can kind of scheme on my iPad, while I maybe like put together the mood board, but I do want to watch the game. So I think this will be like the little celebratory. I did the run, I showed up for myself, I pushed myself, but not too hard for injury, and now I get a little reward. It is a day for errands. I've been putting off some things that I need to get done specifically for my race because I need to get some gels and like electrolyte packages, because as I experienced yesterday, the gas tank got depleted and I had nothing to help, and I just don't find that dates are doing enough because it's not enough carbs. It really is just sugar. So I'm going to head to a little run store to get some of those. And I also need to get some paint to finish my vase, my little makeshift vase. It's looking good. I'm really hopeful that when I paint it, it'll feel like how I want it to look, that it'll look more real. So I'm gonna pop into Michael's, and I have to do a couple like returns, like the classic, you know, the to-do list. I've just put things down on the to-do list, and I have not done the to-do list. And if you can't tell my voice, I definitely have a cold. And this is like the last thing I want, but I'm just glad it's like a week before my race. I'm gonna have enough time to get it together. My ears keep clicking, like they're so full of fluid, and they just keep popping. So I'm trying to not be out long, because I think just being out is not what I want to be doing for anyone else. I don't think I'm severely sick, but I don't want to like spread anything. And I also just need to go home and like rest up, and I want to finish that vase. I'm almost done all of my fun mood boarding for the new month, for June. I'm taking June to look at sort of the first couple months of the year, like the first 5 months of the year, and do a bit of a reflection rather than waiting for July. So I definitely want to use June sort of to check in if I'm on track, if there's anything that I can course correct or refocus in on for June, sort of like reset that tone as I go forward. And I think I'm probably gonna do the same thing in December. Obviously January is like a lot of reflection, but I want December to feel like a reflection month as well. So it's like, instead of waiting for the full 6 months to elapse, I want to use that last month of the 6 months to course correct, review, re-inspire, reignite those desires, and also just like feel excited for being on track for the things that I've set myself out for. I mean, I'm doing a half marathon, so I'm clearly already on track. One of my goals in January was to get back running, and then in March I signed up for the half, and now it's June and I'm about to do the half. So your girl's basically succeeding at all things in life, give or take. Let's not talk about some other areas. But for now, I am like channeling that energy. I am holding on to that, and I'm very proud of myself for at least the running journey I have really committed to. And there's some new things that I'm going to be announcing in June, sharing in June, that I want all of you to be a part of. It's something that has been on my mind and my heart for years. And so I'm finally getting the space, the time to explore these things. And obviously YouTube, you guys know way more about me and my life than I think any other social platform. I'm just way more chatty here, and I want you all to be a part of it. But okay, let me just focus. I can get so distracted. Let me focus. Let me get into Michael's, do my errands, and then get home, so I don't have to feel like I'm like swimming upstream with this like cold and not feeling great. Who joined me for some errands because my energy levels have tanked. I think I am sick. I think that's exactly why I couldn't run yesterday, and why today I do not feel well. I have not made it to the running store to get gels and electrolytes for running, and I honestly don't think it's going to happen today. I think someone came to save me, be my emotional support, you know, lifesaver, flotation device vest, and now I need to go home.
Well, he said, do you want to see outside? So.
I asked him if he wanted to go outside because he's been working all weekend, and you need to not work sometimes.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
A little break, a little pizza, a little break, and now
take it easy.
It's time to take it easy. I gotta rest. I do not want to be feeling this way all week by any means, but at least I can maybe do my little craft.
Oh, what craft?
The vase that you're excited for. Michael loves my crafts. We'll see how it turns out.
We'll see.
The day did not go as planned, and if anything, it gave me perspective on how I just truly love to try to do too much. I try to fit so much in. I don't know what this is about. I actually was chatting with my brother on the phone and realizing it's a trait of our moms that clearly I have picked up and decided to continue onward and try to fit so much in a day, in a short amount of time. It's not the way I need to be living, in all honesty. So I did not finish my vase craft. I was going to show you, but I want to show you the completion. Maybe I should show you what it looks like. I'm so torn. Okay, let me show you. Okay. It's not that exciting. This is what it is literally just like a paper mache glued newspaper onto the plastic container. I did not paint it, as you can tell. I have not painted it. I did get the paint. So I have the paint. I did not paint it. I came home and I am just fading at a rapid rate. It is so early and I'm getting ready for bed. Like we just had dinner and I was like, I gotta call it. I am not feeling my best. And when I'm trying to do too much, as I clearly attempted to do today, it only makes sense that I need to wrap the day early. But I finished my mood board for June. I have my intentions put out. I've started answering a few of them. I want to take some time this week to kind of dive a bit deeper and really not put pressure on myself this June. I think that is truly the biggest thing, is like I was putting myself in timeout last month. I may still be putting myself in timeout so that I do not put pressure on myself to have things figured out, to be feeling a certain way, to be doing anything major. Obviously, the biggest highlight of June is my half marathon, which is so exciting. It's so soon. And that's what I've been working towards literally the past 2 months. So I'm definitely leaning into that and then rewarding myself after. I think I'm going to book a massage after, really allow myself to like marinate in the success of running a half, but also taking care of my body. And there's nothing major happening in June. I did mention that there's something I'm personally working on that I'm going to be sharing with you. Obviously, you guys will know when it comes out what I'm working on, but I'm not putting hard goals. I am looking at YouTube as something that I get to put more time into. I'm so excited to put more time into creating content, sharing things, creating this space, this cozy community that we are a part of. We're here together, so we're obviously a part of it. And that's the biggest thing for June, is just not pushing myself to a limit that's just unrealistic. I'm also doing a face mask in bed. This will help feeling sick, I think, right? If my skin is glowing, that makes sense. But yeah, June, I am very excited for June in terms of just, again, not putting too much pressure on myself, allowing myself to live. I would like to get to the pool. Crazy, I know. Going to the pool, again, not something that I like normally would do, but something that I am excited to make happen in my life. And now that I have a bit more time, I can do that and not just try to fill my weekends to the brim like I clearly tried to do today, with filling today to the absolute brim. So tomorrow I will not be filling my day to the brim. I will be taking a slower pace to the day. And then hopefully by the end of the next vlog, I will be able to show you my vase in complete form, ideally with flowers in it. Maybe flowers from finishing my race as like a, congrats to me for running 21 kilometers. That feels like an appropriate reason to get yourself flowers, right? This is it. This is the recovery begins, feeling better. I'm going to take some cough syrup. I'm going to take some NyQuil, go to bed, get like 8 to 9 hours of sleep, and really rest tomorrow. Allow myself to recenter, heal, feel better. And if you've made it this far, leave a little cloud. I always think of like the cloud as like a comfy, cozy place. Let me know what you do when you're not feeling well, how you take care of yourself, how you rest and recover. And I will see all of you guys on the next one. Bye.